Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each week to bring you tasteful content,
but viewer discretion is advised.
Now enjoy the show.
We begin our fishing special by looking back at some kayak fishing with Heroes on the Water, the Sharptown Catfish Tournament, and trout fishing with Fish Pit Charters.
We'll head to Ocean City for the 11th annual Hook Big Fish Classic.
We'll do a little Wacomico County bass fishing with Scorchy Talls.
And we'll recap the 23rd annual West Side Outcasters Open from Nanticoke.
The Outdoors Delmarva fishing special starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch.
Lauren, this is one of my favorite episodes of the entire year.
I know, but just because it's the fishing special doesn't mean you need to show up to work smelling like the bay at low tide.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
We wanted to bring you some news stories as part of our fishing special.
But we also wanted to give a nod to a few of our favorites from the past year.
And what we do is we offer them free guided kayak fishing, free lunch, get out there with like minds, share some camaraderie, and enjoy a good time on the water, and hopefully capture some big fish picks that they can share with everybody.
No matter where you're stationed, no matter where your work takes you, if you're a first responder, you can find a Heroes on the Water chapter near you. And one thing I want to make sure we put out there for the community and our audience is that the tagline for Heroes on the Water is very important to us. It's paddle, fish, and heal. There's people that come to our events that have unspoken needs, whether it's PTSD, they're going through some issues at home, whatever the case may be. When you see folks get on the water with somebody else that's like-minded and enjoy that camaraderie and even putting the fish on the hook, man, I'll tell you right, at the end of the day, you see people light up. It's a big deal. It helps people. It really, really does. We believe in that.
Grew up on the Eastern Shore. We've been duck hunting out here for about the past 10 years. We've been deer hunting for about the past 20 years. We've been doing the Catfish Tournament for about 3 years now, and we believe that it is a great way to bring people back together after the pandemic. It's a great way to bring friends, not only as a community, but as a close-knit relationship. Everybody knows each other. And this is a great way to get out, explore the great outdoors, explore what Maryland has to offer. And it's a great time. Come on out and join us next year.
Tell us about why we came down here to Saxis today.
Well, we came to Saxis because it's one of the first locations that I really got into fishing at early on, going out on trips and checking it out. And I knew I had some good references for why there would be some speckled trout here, why there would be some really hungry fish. So things lined up with wind conditions, tides, everything to really fit this afternoon perfectly. And you can see today we've got a beautiful light breeze and plenty of nice warm sunshine, but not too warm.
We're just getting started with our annual fishing special.
So get those lines baited up and quit rocking the boat.
The Outdoors Delmarva Fishing Special returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
When it comes to telling fish stories, the bigger, the better.
And that holds true for one of the premier fishing tournaments in the area. And the name says it all, the Hook Big Fish Classic.
Welcome to the 2024 Hook Big Fish Classic.
We both have a very strong passion for offshore fishing. We love it to death. We go probably 2 to 3 weekends a month. Obviously he works during the week, I'm retired. So it's nice to be retired and be able to take care of all the ins and outs of the boat so he doesn't have to worry about it with him working full time.
So I've been running boats my whole life. We grew up on the Murderkill River, so grew up running john boats up and down the river. Progressed, we ended up buying a 24-foot center console that lasted like 6 months. Then we bought a 30-foot center console, fished that for 2 years, and then we got the bigger boat that we're in now, which is a 41 Albemarle. So it's definitely progressed. We fish the same tournaments every year, Big Fish and White Marlin. We love the Big Fish Classic. This is the tournament I love. This year we're going to be targeting big eyes. I'd love to say we're going chasing a blue one, but we're not. We're going to target big eyes with the water we have right now. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get lucky and pick up some tunas early, and then we can plug off in the deep and try to get lucky.
Yep. I mean, last year we were 4 minutes into the tournament. 7:04 we hooked up with the fish. Took us a little over 2 hours to get him in, but it was very interesting.
It's so much work. It's so much work, especially jumping up from the center console. It's so much work, but it's so worth it.
You better be dedicated to it because people don't always see all the stuff you have to do in the off season. You know, the sanding the boat, the working on fiberglass, making sure your rods and reels are in good working order. Everything is in the right spot in the boat where you can get to it. You better have a very, very big wallet. Because you figure the days before the tournament, I mean, he rigged bait the other night for 4 hours at home and got his rigs ready and got everything prepped and checked all his lines and made sure his knots were correct and did all that. And then we've been down here today on the boat itself. We've been another 4 hours working. And then to come over here to the captain's meeting and get everything set up. And we got a little bit of work when we get back to the boat, but not much, but we're pretty much ready to go. He spent all last Saturday doing all the maintenance. It's definitely time consuming. You definitely have to have a passion for it and enjoy it. That's the big thing, is enjoy it. Be with good friends, good family, and enjoy it. Get outdoors, Delmarva. How about that?
And you got to give a special thanks to Mom sitting at home, his wife, and my girlfriend Natalie for all the help they do. And they're behind the scenes, but they definitely support us.
Definitely.
Along with being a great weekend of offshore fishing, with some of the largest catches of the year making their way to the scales at MR Ducks, the Hook Big Fish Classic also donated $20,000 to the Ocean City Fire Department.
Ocean City wasn't the only fire department benefiting from fishing tournaments, as we'll see later in the show.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
The only thing better than a day fishing is a day fishing with a friend.
And we have a perfect example of that for you in this week's Remembering Scorchy Taws.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
It was almost mid-morning when we launched Elton's 12-foot boat in Walt Conzola's 8-acre farm pond here in Wicomico County. We chose a doodlebug and a MEPS number 3 for beginners, but when all was said and done, it was a MEPS number 1 Aglia that did all the catching. As were all our previous fishing trips of the week, this one too was bathed in solitude. We knew this was not the ideal time of day to catch bass. What you catch you have to work hard for, but nevertheless every cast is loaded with hope and expectation. Changing lures often was the order of the day. This is a kind of fishing that is tailored more for the soul than it is for the stringer. But hasn't that been the case with us for the past several years in all kinds of fishing? We know Elton feels the same way. I started off the days catching with a small bass, which, like all the fish we caught this day, was released. Then Elton followed with a couple of bluegills, one small and the other pretty hefty. This was about the time we jokingly accused Elton of bluegilling while we were bassing. But the gods of fishing won't let that happen for long, and we got our just desserts when Elton promptly caught a bass. Now, we didn't break any catching records. There were lots of hits and lots of misses, all coming from wise bass smelling misfortune and just teasing us. They must have been the big ones Elton had told us about. But like all us anglers say, we picked along. The fish bit just often enough to keep us interested. But even if they hadn't, it wouldn't have mattered. There's something magical about days of October splendor that draws us to a bass pond. This was peace personified. There was nothing to drown the quiet. A great way for two men who love fishing to spend a beautiful autumn morning.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is sponsored by Shorts Marine. Online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know that stone inscriptions from ancient Egypt, China, Rome, and Greece indicate that people were using fishing rods as early as 2000 BC?
Did you know that East Asia is expected to account for more than a third of the global fishing rod market share?
And did you know that while most graphite rods range from $50 to $200, some bamboo fly fishing rods can reach a price tag of nearly $4,500?
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Communities that come together for a worthy cause are the cornerstone of what it means to live on Delmarva.
And for 23 years, the community has come together to help out the West Side Volunteer Fire Department with the Outcasters Open.
We'd like to thank everybody for their participation this weekend. We had a wonderful week coming up, but it turned out to be just as pretty weather as you could ever ask for. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors for making this event possible. Without them, we wouldn't be doing this today. We had 188 boats this year. That's a new record, 188. We had 177 last year. Bluefish 50-50 times 241, 4.75, 4.75. Rockfish time 241, 4.30, 4.30. Catfish time 125, 38.15, 38.15.
What's your name?
Graham Gordon.
Graham Gordon. And right now you're sitting on the leaderboard for the youth spot. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Tell me about your day and your weekend out there.
I had we got up and we went to this one spot every time, and it was really good.
Yeah?
I took a nap.
You gotta take a nap, because you were up early, weren't you?
Yeah,
What time were you up?
like 6
You're up at 6?
or 5:30.
5:30. And do you like going out fishing? How often do you go?
Every time we're here.
Oh, you go every time you're here?
I think so.
Our kids' overall spot winner. $1,000 prize. Boat number 69 with a weight of 8.61 ounces. Mr. Graham Gordon. Graham Gordon. the next third weekend of September next year. We hope to see you all back. It was a great tournament. We want to thank everybody. Everybody was super cooperative. It went good. And we just want to thank you all for all you've done, all our sponsors, all we've done. And next year will be the year number 24 we've been doing this. So hope to see you all back again. Just thank everybody that helped out. I do want to take a special thanks to all of our committee that put this together, all the village people that stayed in the tent with me all weekend, doing all the recording, the village people.
Well, that is the end of the Outcasters Open for this year. We got to wait until next year. I know, pretty sad. But we'll be back again next year, right? Yeah, we'll be back again next year. Yeah? 1, 2, 3. Get outdoors, Delmarva.
Jason, I see you made yourself a new friend at the Outcasters Open.
I sure did, and I'm hoping that one day she'll be right here to take my place so that I can get out there and do a little fishing myself.
You may have a long way to go before that happens, buddy. Besides, we have your photos to get to.
We sure do, and we'll get to them when Outdoors Delmarva returns.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Ian Hinman of Crisfield, pictured here with his dad James, stand proudly with their slot red drums. But Ian got a personal best nose gar, as this monster measured in at 45 inches long.
Amanda Brazier of Dagsboro reeled in this mahi on her dad's boats. Great looking fish, Amanda.
Eric Herzog of Lewis and his 11-year-old grandson Eli show off Eli's first weak fish. Congrats, Eli.
9-year-old Cash Gula got himself a common carp out of Lake Somerset in Westover. And even though we can't see his smile, his eyes tell us the whole story.
Captain Nick Sampson of Mob Squad Bow Fishing sent us a couple of pictures of the skates they got in late August. We're looking forward to going out and trying that one day.
Brian Thomas of Ocean View caught some waves at the beach, but those waves weren't found at sea level.
Jeff Mitchell of Salisbury was out on the Chesapeake doing a little red drum fishing when he snapped this great sunset pic from the boat.
And Heaven Bibb of Bridgeville went all the way to Crisfield to get some stunning sunset shots. It doesn't matter how many sunset photos we get, they all make us say, wow.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Those are some great photos, and if you want to submit your own photo, you can go to outdoorsdelmarva.com and click the banner at the top of the page, or scan the QR code in the bottom corner of your screen.
Now, before we let you go, we wanted to announce that the Outdoors Delmarva Camp Out for Kids toy drive to benefit Toys for Tots is coming back to Trap Pond State Park the weekend of October 19th and 20th. More details are coming soon. We hope to see you right back here again next week, but until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and Joe has got something important to tell you.
Remember, get outdoors, Delmarva.
Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, Bell Creek Equipment, and Range Time.
Is that what we want?
We absolutely want that.
Okay.